I think the general feeling towards Finns is that they're generally really shy, which I guess is true. And I think that they're generally really shy, but when you get them talking, or when you open them up, they're great people. And like, that's the thing that, they may not be so willing to always talk about God, but, it's always fun just to, if they weren't interested, you just, tell them a little joke or ask them a question about the Finnish language, and they're always so willing to help too. That's the nicest thing is, they've got a good sense of humor, but also they, if you need some help with the language, you can always just be like, hey, like, I'm from America, like, I'm trying to learn Finnish, and just like, how do you say this? In Finnish, or just like, how do you pronounce this word, or like, am I saying this correctly? And they're always really willing to help, and then that always opens up a nice opportunity to share the gospel as well, just because they look at you and they're just like, why on earth would anybody come to Finland and learn Finnish? It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It doesn't really compute to them, and so they're always really curious on what you're doing there. And if I think they really respect what you're doing, and I think it just as much as you really accept and embrace their culture, they really like to open up a lot to you as well. The one thing that I can always go back to, though, is if you ever need a drink of water and you're knocking on a door, they're always so kind. Sometimes they'll offer, just like, hey, do you need water or anything? But if you ever ask them for anything, just like, hey, can I just get a glass of water? We've been out here all day. They're just like, oh yeah, like, of course. Like, even if they're not interested in hearing your message, they're always there to give you a glass of water or something. And I'm also just trying to think of some other things. I mean, they've always been so nice. I think that just like one time we were riding our bikes and it was like -25 and we were just freezing. We'd been on our bikes for way too long, and so we walked into just like a library to get warm for just a little bit, and the people there were just like, hey, are you okay? Like, you look really cold, and we're just like, yeah, like, we're fine. And but just like they've got a genuine care, and I think one of the things that I really like about their culture and just the people as well is that they know where they come from, and they're very, I guess, just like proud of their heritage. And I think that a lot of that comes back to they fought off the Russians in the Winter War, in the late 30s and early 40s and that was just kind of a miraculous thing that they've defended their country against a huge army of Russians that were trying to invade. And they talk about this thing called sisu, which is just like, doesn't really have a great translation, but it's something like guts, or just like fortitude, or like pride, of just like remembering kind of what you're doing and remembering where you're coming from, and just like push hard and always work hard, and have that sisu, that swollen sisu of just like working hard and making sure that you're doing the right things. And I mean, I just loved it, and they're, like I said, they're just really genuinely very nice people and want to help out.